First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
And hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler, as always. Thanks for joining us. We are live streaming on YouTube, on Facebook, on our website, and on our apps, so lots of places to catch everything that we do here all day. And we're starting off at 1 p.m. as we always do. And right now we're talking about something, well, that happened last night a little bit here in the Portland area. Some people may have got some slush. I know that there's some power outages that are happening some places, but really also coming up this weekend. You probably know it's anticipated. We're going to get snow, maybe some ice, lots of things that could be happening that will all, of course, affect the roads. And that's what we're going to talk about right now from the Portland Bureau of Transportation. We have Dylan Rivera joining us, who I'm sure is having a very, very busy week right now, preparing for things. Dylan, thanks for being here. And I think to start off, I guess let's just kind of talk about what happened last night. And did any of the roads really get affected by any of this weather?
For the most part, Tuesday night came and went with a dusting of snow at high elevation, as was forecast. Actually, about 1.5 inches at the heaviest in some areas above 500 feet elevation. For the most part, most Portland neighborhoods had just a wet, cold January evening, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. We did have 1.5 inches of snow that did cause 3 road closures, and we were able to clear 2 of those this morning.
So you clear them, did you bring up a plow and actually clear those that way?
We had a combination of teams on these. So we had down trees that led to the closure of Northwest Skyline. We depend on our partners, the foresters at the Parks and Rec Urban Forestry Department. They responded and were able to clear Northwest Skyline before 5 a.m. And so really limited the potential disruption there with that quick response from Urban Forestry. Southeast Barbara Welch Road has down trees and down power lines. That's always more complicated. You've got to look out for the safety of the foresters. And so first you have to get the power company out there and make it safe for the foresters to work, to then clear the trees, and then do oftentimes subsequent work on the trees and power lines as well to fully restore the area and make it safe. So Barbara Welch at Southeast Foster Road will remain closed probably all day today, Wednesday, and potentially reopening Wednesday night or Thursday. We were able to reopen West Burnside, which is obviously a major corridor. Thousands of vehicles per day typically would use West Burnside. And so what we found there were not only down trees, but also abandoned vehicles. And that is really a crucial point that we need everyone to understand, that abandoned vehicles causing road closures is preventable. And we need everyone to think ahead to make sure we reduce that impact on everyone.
To that extent, thinking ahead, looking at what's coming through on Friday and Saturday, depending on the models, and I know this changes. We have our meteorologists who go through all of that, but it does look like we're going to get snow and potentially ice and very cold temperatures, which naturally can really affect the roads in a negative way here in Portland. So to start off talking about that, I guess for preparing ahead, what kind of preparations is PBOT doing right now to prepare for the potential ice and snow on the roads?
PBOT is monitoring the forecasts very closely throughout the day, every day, as we do this time of year, and especially ahead of a severe event like we're told to expect Friday night. We need the public to monitor the forecast. We need the public to prepare themselves as well for Friday night and Saturday. And so what that means is prepare to avoid travel Friday night and Saturday morning. And for many people, that could mean avoiding all travel starting Friday morning. The easiest way to avoid having to get stuck in a Friday evening commute is to not have a Friday morning commute. And so if you're able to telework on Friday or avoid trips on Friday, get them done Thursday night, get them done on Saturday afternoon or next week. Avoid traveling during times of inclement weather, and know that today, Wednesday, the forecast says snow will come Friday night, probably missing the evening commute, but maybe not. and we will probably have some adjustments and changes, and maybe radical changes to that forecast between now and 5 p.m. Friday. So if you need time to prepare yourself and your family, take the time now, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. If you telework Friday and the Friday afternoon commute is just a rainy, wet day, then hey, consider ourselves lucky. And then the snow comes Friday night, and we're all better prepared for in that event. But better to be prepared and over prepared even than under prepared. So that's our advice to the public right now. That's what everyone can do. And if you're prepared, then what you're doing is you're helping everyone get home safe by avoiding your vehicle being the one that's abandoned on West Burnside, blocking thousands of other people, blocking snowplows, blocking buses and other services. So it's really important to think beyond ourselves and prepare in advance. The really great thing about this forecast for Friday night is we have it a few days in advance. When we have a few hours in advance, it's really hard for people to prepare. And it's too
Right.
late for prepare. And we all remember February and what that was like when we had a couple hours and most folks didn't get the message. And it did not go well for thousands of people, hundreds of thousands, really.
Yeah, I remember all of those cars abandoned on Highway 26 and all over the city when that one came through. Well, this one with the the notice ahead of time, obviously advocating for people to stay home if they can, to stay off of the roads. But what is the regimen? What is the plan that you have in place to open up those, at least the main arteries through the city?
So our plan is to have the right equipment at the right location at the right time. And so, given a forecast of what we consider a severe winter weather event Friday night, we're going to throw everything we've got at it. Starting as early as Thursday night, we'll have additional salt spreaders on the streets because we've seen a forecast of potentially a trace of snow on Thursday night. And that'll make us better prepared for Friday night. We'll have a full call out of PBOT staff, 100% devoted to winter weather response Friday, all day daytime, and Friday night, and all day Saturday. So 24-hour coverage, all 65 snow plows, all de-icing trucks, all road closure trucks, all support crews, all on 12-hour shifts. So we have around the clock coverage to reduce the impact to the traveling public. And it's important for everyone to remember what that means. The city's mission in winter weather is to keep public transit and first responders access available and keep those routes accessible as much as possible so we can get police, firefighters, ambulances where they need to go, keep TriMet buses running as much as possible. And the reason we do that is when we keep those TriMet buses running and we keep those routes operable, then that means you can stay off the road, you can walk to your nearest bus and get your trips done that way if you're not able to telecommute, if you're not able to get things done by staying at home. That's why we talk so much about the routes that we plow, the routes that we salt. It's to keep those buses working. And so if we keep those TriMet buses operational, then you can take that TriMet bus and you don't have to risk hitting the road in your car, abandoning your vehicle, potentially in a bad place, and becoming a problem for everyone else.
So it sounds like you're talking about specifically there with the buses. So it's maintaining those main roads where the major lines are going through, where the major bus lines and the major transit lines are going through. Is that right?
Yes. If you think of the geography of your neighborhood, where are the busier streets in your immediate area within a quarter mile, half mile of your home or your business? Those are those streets where you have a bus, a lot of them are the major streets that we all know, the Burnsides, the Sandys, the Woodstock and Barber and those. But a lot of them are a smaller, more neighborhood connectors. Place maybe Belmont or service on our side. And so it's important for folks to know that our primary routes are going to be our top priority. Routes that we've identified that TriMet need, and that will police, fire, and ambulance first. The route to emergency. What we do our neighborhoods. Those streets are too narrow for us to move our equipment on, and we don't have the capacity to narrow streets.
And I'm not sure that this might just be on my end. Some of the audio cut out there. So for anybody watching, that if that happened to you, that wasn't just you. But it sounds like those major places for fire, ambulance, for emergency services, for TriMet, those are the ones that are going to be cleared for that. One other question that I had for you here too, and I know you've got a busy day, so I want to get you out of here. But you mentioned 65 snowplows, I believe is what you said. Do you feel like you're adequately supplied with snowplows, with de-icer, with everything that you need to manage this storm and maybe even any future storms that are coming up this winter?
We have the resources we need for this weekend, and we have access to the resources we need this winter. We do have some budget cuts we've been talking about pretty significantly since September. Those budget cuts, that $32 million, is a budget issue starting in July, the fiscal year starting July 1, and that would affect next winter, but it's not expected to affect this weekend or the remainder of this winter.
That's great. Good to know. Good to know. Well, Dylan, thank you very much, for joining us. I really appreciate your information and time and talking about this and all the hard work that I know you and the entire team is going to be putting in here over the next several days, no matter what happens with this storm that could be coming through. So thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, thanks, Dylan.
Thank you. Thanks for helping keep everyone prepared and helping everyone get home safe.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely doing our best. So thanks very much. I'll let you go back to your day. All right, there we go. So appreciate Dylan joining us to talk about that for what PBOT is doing to prepare for this storm coming up. And again, if you want to keep up with all of the information that we have, the latest forecast, we've got all of that at kptv.com. And of course, we're working around the clock as well to keep you up to date with that information as things shift or change. But again, it does look like Friday evening at some point, maybe into the night, that snow and then potentially ice coming through as well. So we'll know more here in the next couple of days as we get closer to it, but definitely anticipating that. We have more here on Fox 12 Now, so if this is your first time watching, thanks for joining. You'll see this video end here in just a second. If you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, I'll be back at 1:30 p.m. to talk about, we're going to switch gears, talk about cybersecurity. There are a number of mortgage loan companies that have been hacked and information taken, customer information taken. And we want to find out a little more information on that, what it is that's happening, what information was taken, and what you can do to make sure you're protected should your information have been taken by one of these hackers and bad actors. So we're going to discuss that coming up at 1:30. 2 p.m. we're going to be talking to Pitch Black, an entrepreneurship competition where it's kind of like a Shark Tank competition for Black entrepreneurs in the Portland metro area. So we're going to discuss that as well. So a lot coming up here on the show. I'm going to hop on over to our website and our apps. So if you're watching on there, you'll see the show keep going. We've got a little more information that happens there. Facebook and YouTube. I'll be back at 1:30. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.